Hello, I'm Sean Sharkey with Feet First Foundation, and I'm here today with my co-founder, Dan Dorsett's daughter, Aubrielle Dorsett. Aubrielle is a competitive swimmer and learned a lot about boxing and jiu-jitsu early on in her life as part of our Feet First program. Today we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to work on some techniques in boxing, but I want to start with talking about overcoming adversity. We are all, as a country, as a world right now, in an extremely difficult situation, and there's a lot of anxiety and stress related to this because of obvious health reasons and obvious financial reasons. Those are probably the two biggest things right now, health and finances. Throughout the years, there's been adversities in life. From hundreds of years ago to present day. I was talking to Dan earlier about how athletes overcame adversity during the Depression times and how boxing and certain other sports like swimming really started to go up, and people started driving towards some of these different activities, overcoming adversity. It's difficult, it's very difficult, and we're going through it here at Feet First, and just like every other organization is. You have to stay the course. Sometimes when your schedules are broken, especially as an athlete, and it doesn't have to be an athlete, as a student, let's talk about students, your schedule is broken. Normally you get up at a certain time every morning, you eat a little something, you take a shower, you get your school stuff, you head to school. You go to your classes, you're on a schedule, and people work well when they're on schedules. All of a sudden that schedule's broken. And you're not just summertime and it's expected, and it's summer vacation and it's expected to be this way. No, this is something completely different. We're, for the most part, being sheltered in place and not getting out and doing a whole lot of things. It's time to start putting a schedule together for yourselves. We're doing it here at Feet First, whether it's getting up in the morning and getting out and taking a walk or exercising on the back deck. Doing some physical activity, reading books, doing your schoolwork, stay on a schedule. If your school has an online system where you're doing your schoolwork, do it. Stay on that schedule. It's so very important. And for you athletes out there, your normal workout programs are not in place. You have to recreate some of these workout programs again and stay on course. It's really important. So today what we're going to do is we've worked on the first two videos. We worked on footwork on your base, okay? And we're going to probably circle back to footwork drills and base drills because there's nothing more important than having the correct placement of your feet underneath you. This is the foundation, like a foundation of a building. If you have a faulty foundation of a building, you're going to have a faulty building. Same thing in boxing. You have to have proper placement of your feet, okay? Aubrielle's in a great stance right there. Back heels up just a little teeny bit. And what we're going to do today is we're going to work on the most basic strike in boxing. This could be boxing, MMA, kickboxing. It's going to be a jab. It's going to be a straight jab. The jab is your farthest hand out, okay? So Aubrielle's going to get on this line. She's going to get one foot on this line facing me. And now Aubrielle is a right-hander, and she's going to use her jab is going to be her left hand, okay? If she was a southpaw or a lefty, it would be the opposite. Her right hand would be her jab hand, okay? So but we're going to go back into her normal stance. Now Aubrielle is going to throw that jab out. She's going to make a little bit of a fist, and she's going to throw that jab straight out and straight back. It's going straight out. I always tell people, don't get confused and throw your jab with your elbow. Your jab is with your shoulder. It's straight out and straight back. You're also going to notice that when she throws that jab out, I want you to jab and then freeze out. Her chin is behind her shoulder right here. So if I was coming with a punch from this direction here, she would be able to block that automatically. And then it's going to come straight back to where she started from and straight out. She's going to throw about 2 or 3 of those, just like that. Very good. Excellent. That's a really nice jab right there. It's straight out and straight back. You can also see the hand turns a little bit extra. The 2 bigger knuckles in the front push and lead the way a little teeny bit, just like that, and straight back. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to jab with a slight step. So we're gonna have a little step. Aubrey's gonna watch me do this one. She does it really well, probably better than me. Here we're gonna take a little step and a jab at the same time. So I'm stepping and jabbing at the same time, and they land at the same time. So the foot stops and the jab stops at the same time. So that's what you call stepping into your jab. Straight out, straight back. Straight out, straight back. Just like that. That's our jab. There's variations of the jab. You can do a double jab. Aubrey, get back on your line again. So Aubrey is going to throw 2 jabs, one right after another. It's going to come out and back, just like that. She steps forward, 2 jabs, beautiful, out and back. 2 jabs, beautiful, out and back. That's a double jab. Okay, she pops 2 jabs out, pow, pow, just like that, all right? Other jab variations are spear jabs, where instead of coming straight out, it comes up on a little bit of an angle. So here I am, I throw it, I kind of slip over to the side a little bit, and I throw it on this little bit of an angle. So instead of it being directly straight, over, and I spear it up. So the hand turns, as opposed to being here, it's turning here. And it's kind of a jab, it's a spear jab, just like that, okay? So those are our jab combinations for today. It's the next move in boxing. Footwork, base, hands up, elbows in, chin tucked, heel up a little bit in the back, straight jab, most important punch in boxing. I also want to touch on a couple of other points today before we go. And one is, we want you to all start writing down a journal, okay? Not just for athletes, because our athletes, we mandate journals for our athletes. We mandate that they put their food intake down on a daily basis, their cardio training, their strength training, everything they do on a daily basis is written down. It gives you something to be able to look back on a day or 2 later and see what you did, see what you ate, see how your weight is, things like that. But I think a journal is great for everyone, and especially in these trying times right now. You know, write down some of your thoughts, write down some of your ideas. I found a journal of mine from when I was in 8th grade, just like a month or 2 ago. I was cleaning out my office and I went through this pile of books and magazines and stuff that I've had for a million years. And I found an old journal, and I only wrote about 10 pages in it, but it was a real kick being able to sit there and read things, something that I wrote. I'm 59 years old, something that I wrote when I was, you know, in 8th grade. It was really kind of, it was really fun. I really strongly suggest that you start writing down some of your ideas. And you know something? Sometimes you'll find that you can write really well, and it could be something that you can do in the future going forward. The other thing I want to discuss today is that Feet First has purchased 4,000 medical masks that we're going to be distributing to local hospitals, New York, Dallas, and in San Francisco. We're here in the Bay Area in California, but those 3 locations are going to be receiving these masks that we've purchased. If you have any questions about that, you can always contact us on our website, which we'll give you before we leave today. The next thing we want to work on today, and this is something that we do in the previous 2 videos, is breathing techniques. Now, I really think this is important, especially when you're dealing with anxiety. As I mentioned, our fighters, especially at the big, high, any level, I don't want to say high levels, but you know, from our amateur kids up into guys who are fighting in New York City and Las Vegas, breathing is a very important part of controlling anxiety, because anxiety can really get the best of an athlete. It's a release of an overproductive adrenaline gland. That coupled with elevated heart rate really can mess up an athlete. So what we do is we do this 4-second breathing pattern. It's 4 seconds of breathing in, 4 seconds of holding, 4 seconds of releasing. Sometimes that 4 seconds is a little difficult, and you can start with 2 or 3, but if you can try to do 4, it's really, really productive. So I'm going to go through this motion with you. So I'm going to breathe in for 4 seconds. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the breathing in. Then you're going to hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you release it slowly for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 12-second count. And it's really important to actually use the numbers, count the numbers. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, onward and upward, all the way up to 12. And it focuses your mind away from everything. It slows your heart rate down, slows the adrenaline gland down a little bit. So in closing today, would you like to say something, Aubriella?
Sure. So I would like to encourage all of you to visit feetfirstmp.org to see some boxing gloves, boxing mitts, shirts, wristbands, and I hope you all are staying healthy, staying energized, staying strong, and staying calm.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Aubriella. Appreciate you helping me out. We're gonna do it again?
Yeah.
Okay, since you're a little bit better boxer than me, I think we'll have you do most of the techniques from this point going forward. Okay, thank you.